Do you know what I was thinking about the other day? How old I am. I'm 27 at this moment. But every day I just meet, well, not every day, but I just meet I guess, the new generation. And it just amazes me how young they are. Young and sensitive, but mostly young. I was with some other coworkers and with some friends, and we were discussing about our younger siblings, like what age they are when they were born. Because our youngest sibling is 2004, so they're turning 20 this year. And I'm like, 2020. It's that's 4 years ago. Where did the time go? One second you think you're in high school, and now it's like your 10-year high school reunion that I'm not even gonna go to. Mostly because I just didn't keep up with people there. It just amazes me how young people are, and I was just wondering if the generation before us and then before us just kept saying the same thing. Because now it got to it took me up to this long to say when I was your age. And that's very sad. The other day I had to tell somebody to shut up because I will not take any orders from a person who's younger than Shrek. That just goes to show a lot. You really see the age difference, like the gap we have between us and them, and it's not even that big of a gap. I don't know what to call Gen Z. I'm like either Gen Z or millennial. I'm like in between. I'm 96. I'm like in the dead center of it. But I feel like more towards, I guess, the millennial side, where you're looking at the next generation and they're barely starting to figure some stuff out. For example, the other day I had to show somebody how to work a floppy disk. And obviously nobody uses them anymore. But if you do, good job. But still, a floppy disk, a Walkman. One of the funny things that I found out, which is technically true, is that people are rediscovering our technology. And I'm like, wow, you're just that young. And it, like, I guess sometimes you see it in our parents, in a sense, where we rediscover their technology. I guess if you count it as technology, I don't know. And then you think to yourself, if you've accomplished anything within these 10 years, like since you graduated high school, and this is only 10 years for me, it could be more for you, it could be less for you. I do want to say that I don't necessarily feel behind, but I also don't feel super ahead. I honestly feel that like I'm making just like a steady progression, nothing too big, nothing too low. So I'm okay where I'm at. Some people are stuck, and to that I say just don't give up. Yes, it's been a while, but the second you give up is the second that you just drop all hope. Like everything just goes out the window. I just say keep going. There are some people that I know that are still trying to get even a bachelor's degree. And yes, school isn't for a lot of people, and sometimes it may take you 10, 20 years. Sometimes you're just not good in school or at a particular subject. It's okay to just take it one class at a time, take a while to pass it. Make sure you actually know what you're signing up for. People take different careers, different paths, and don't ever feel like you're behind. Don't ever feel like you need to rush things, because you don't. There are people that I know that are already having kids, and honestly, I kind of feel behind on that point. But at the same time, I'm kind of relieved that I don't even have kids, because they are a lot to handle. Like, it's not just about starting off young and trying to make a whole future by the time you're 25. I feel like that's still learning. You're still trying to develop yourself. And then there are people, and your parents, I guess, because honestly, my parents are also trying to say, when are you going to have kids? I just say, be ready whenever you are ready. Don't let anybody pressure you. If your friends are having kids already, that's fine. Let them be them. Maybe they got married, maybe they didn't. Overall, what I've learned throughout life is just don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. You just kind of got to live with it. I guess also when it comes to dating, date whoever you want. Have the fun while you can, while you're not married. If you believe in marriage, if you don't believe in marriage, it's a different story. But have the fun you want. Don't ever feel pressured to get married. Don't ever feel pressured to have kids. Don't ever feel pressured to do anything that you don't feel comfortable doing. From what I've seen and from what I've heard from multiple people, multiple of my friends, yeah, we did stupid stuff. We weren't always super productive, but at the same time, we weren't always like super lazy. Sometimes you just gotta live your own life. And honestly, we grew up in the time and we're still struggling with getting a job that pays a good amount, a livable amount. Everyone is still struggling with that. At least, and especially if you still live in the state of California. We're struggling with that a lot. Most people I know who are still, by the time 30, 32, still live with their parents. And that's not something to be ashamed about or anything. Yes, you want your freedom, but at the same time, they're there to take care of you. And also, it's almost impossible to buy a house. And the thing is, I did some of the math, and it takes about 4 people to live comfortably in an apartment. Not even a house, in an apartment. It takes 4 people making a minimum of about $25 an hour. The fact that you can't even live off of a minimum wage job, the minimum you can't live off of. But yeah, $25 an hour. That is the comfortable wage that you have to be living at. And on top of that, you have to be able to trust your roommates. That already alone is hard enough to do. A lot of people don't like roommates. All I'm saying in this episode is don't feel like you're behind. See how much you've accomplished in the past 10 years. Whether it be the little accomplishments, those are the ones that are really going to push you even further and further. And try to actually get some motivation in you. It's tough, especially with the economy we live in, and making a degree and getting a degree, working hard at it, is almost no different than just not going to school and not wasting the money at all, because school is expensive. Personally, I think more people would go to school and finish if they didn't have to pay as much. I agree that they have to pay some amount, but the amount is just ridiculous. And you know, some people get scholarships, some people can afford it, some people really grind and really get up there. But sometimes school is not for you. And that's fine. You can always get a degree later or just not at all. Maybe it's just not you at all. But you gotta do something for yourself and make yourself not only just feel happy, but feel encouraged to do something that you want to do. Honestly, take this time and reminisce. Like, see how far you've come. Don't just say, I didn't accomplish anything. I didn't do anything within this past 3-4 years. Everything's still the same. Did you travel? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy what you were doing? Yeah, we all make stupid decisions. Let's not lie. We all went out, partied, drank. We all did something. Or we spent it on something completely stupid and unnecessary. We just feel trapped, especially at our age, and especially seeing the younger generation. At least for me, people who are, I want to say 20 and younger, they're the ones that are saying, oh, but I'm working $16 an hour. I can quit anytime I want. You know how annoying that is to hear, especially how you couldn't quit a minimum wage job and you needed it to pay rent and stuff? It's not the easiest thing in the world. Regardless, my rent isn't that bad, but you know, I know a lot of people do have like $2,000, $3,000 at this point just to pay rent, and it's not even an affordable house. But these kids, they're like, they can quit their $16 an hour job and just go home, enjoy a meal, and just apply at a different job. Sometimes it's not that easy to quit. And then sometimes you wonder why you went to college, because that job pays you less than or equal to a minimum wage job. And then everybody who's younger kind of takes advantage of that or doesn't try. It's just a whole hassle. At this point, I'm just ranting about how the younger people have it slightly better. I don't even want to say a lot better, because they are going to have their own challenges. Anybody who's under 20 right now, you will face your own challenges in life. I'm not saying that you won't. Maybe some completely different than ours. But you also have to understand that we grew up in the age where technology was changing, is still changing. By the time you guys were born, an iPad already existed. And on top of that, you guys are still younger than the movie Shrek. I don't know. I think I'll just keep it short for this episode. If you guys also feel old, but also at the same time you guys feel still young as a child and want to buy / also do childish things, I guess that's where we are with our age. Still buying like the newest, or not the newest, but just, I don't know, some girls are like right now my age are just buying Barbie dolls because it reminds them of the Barbie dolls that they used to have when they were kids, plus the Barbie movie came out. And then other guys are just also buying old action figures and toys that they wanted as a kid that they could never have. And then there are some other people, like one of my brothers, who would just buy Nerf guns just for the fun of it, because, you know, it just reminded them of our Nerf battles. But yeah, nice and sweet. Don't think that you're old. We still have plenty of time left. But also don't take that time for granted. Time is limited on the planet. Time is limited on the earth. Don't ever feel like you're too old to go back to school. Don't ever feel like you're too old to not accomplish something that you want to accomplish. We're in our 20s, at least the people I'm talking to, maybe 30s. You still have time to change. You still have a lot of time. Just make the most of it.